Chris and Gina here, back with another Winchester Mystery House project.
This time we're going to show you a mouth entrance facade for a vortex portal.
So the idea for this entrance gate or exit, depending on how you're going to use it.
It was an exit.
It was to go from one time to another time.
Time after
Back
time.
into time.
The look we were going for was kind of a earthy, natural mouth tree kind of a entrance. Something that was, from the garden.
Yep.
Because there's so much vegetation around that area. Plus the whole cemetery scene is right there. So we wanted to kind of make it look like something had unearthed and kind of, what's that word? Anthropomorphic? Where it's like...
a way bigger word than I use. I was just thinking a mouth coming out of a tree, like a little hole the owl lives in. So we looked online and we saw a couple pictures of some trees, like trees that have like faces on them.
Oh yeah, they're so cool.
Another thing was like the Snow White haunted.
Spooky trees.
Yes.
Any kind of spooky tree. I have an affection for spooky trees.
Yeah, so we looked up all those images. We even looked at the little Snow White scary ride at Disneyland to see how they made those trees.
R.I.P. spooky trees.
Yeah, and we were thinking, you know what? What if we created something that looked like you were just going through the mouth of one of these evil trees?
Yeah. Also, our friends at Haunted Overload, their whole thing is taking elements from nature and putting them and making these huge, enormous, entrances and stuff. And so that was a good inspiration.
So we did a quick sketch in what we originally were thinking, and we were going to like sculpt foam and include plants and maybe some tree limbs and stuff coming out. But because of budget and time, we kind of scaled that back.
For the location of this mouth entrance, it's going to be on the very end of the haunt tour, or the walkthrough. So in the beginning, we had just showed you the columns that we made for the entrance to the queue line. You go through the columns, you walk around the graveyard, then you take the tour through the house, and then as you come out of the house, it's the final scene that you see and the final scare. So of course they wanted it big, it was illuminated, and it just was a really cool exit. The facade was attached to the crypt walls, so it kind of gave a dual purpose. So one side was the crypt walls that you saw from the graveyard, and then on the other side, it was the maze walls coming out.
Yep, to go into the entrance.
Yeah.
Or the exit.
Oh man, this is confusing. Entrance, exit.
Once we figured out kind of like how we were going to make this thing, we decided to make it about 14 to 16 foot tall and about 8 to 10 foot wide so that it fit within the hedges of that walkway.
Yeah.
We built it like we do any of our other flats. We made it into several pieces so it was real
modular.
Lightweight. Yep, easy for us to lift. It was all 1x3 framing with the 1/4-inch plywood shot together and glued and everything. And we thought it would be kind of fun to make the whole thing in a coffin shape.
Yeah.
So, because he's like, hey, if we're designing this from scratch, might as well.
Yeah, little elements. We love always throwing something in there and not making it the norm.
Yeah. So we bolted it all together on the ground, and then the two of us just tilted it up into place, and we even locked it into Harrison's little firehouse so that it would be secure while we were working on it. Then we just lifted the two final pieces up top, and then we just had to do a little Groucho Marx mustache plant on there.
Yeah, for teeth or jagged entry.
Yep. And then also we added some plates down at the bottom for sandbags just to give it that extra secure, safe feel.
We painted everything black on the inside and the back side to it. And then on the front side, the planks, I did an age wash. This one was not my steel wool, if you guys know that method. This was black, brown, and then I either add a little bit of red or a little bit of green in it to make it a natural brown. This is just a quicker way, and then to just make sure that everything is kind of uniform. Sometimes with the aging steel wool and vinegar, some of them can turn black. So I wanted to make sure everything was even and perfectly matched on this one. So, and it's very watered down too.
And the idea for the enclosed back wall was so that You could add lighting and possibly mount a fog machine in there so that the light would reflect out of all the openings and fog would pour out from all these places and kind of add that extra spooky feel to it.
And then behind it, a tent was placed and they put a vortex tunnel in there and fog.
Yeah, it just gave that like extra long tunnel
Extra
feel.
long tunnel feel. It was pretty cool.
And again, because that mouth was going to be like a dark tunnel, we wanted to make sure that you couldn't see through the eye holes. So again, that's why that back wall was kind of important.
And then we hung jute netting, creepy cloth, faux moss, all kinds of stuff in there to, again, incorporate that, you know, earth feel to it. I think it turned out pretty awesome. The effect looked really cool at nighttime.
Yeah.
We've kind of always wanted to make one of these, so it was an awesome opportunity to get to do that.
We kind of already did make a little mouth
We did?
entrance. Yeah, the Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, I guess you're technically right. We did. You can enter and exit that. I know this one was short and sweet, but we do have some other videos coming of the other projects we did because there was a lot of them. So definitely stay tuned for that. As always, we hope this inspires you guys with your own projects. If not, at least it was entertaining to watch, and we will see you guys next time.